There's plenty of reason to be excited about the upcoming ladies basketball season after a third-place finish in the NCAC tournament last year. And joining us to talk about her team is head coach Suzanne Helfant. Coach, obviously the way last year ended, we surprised many people. And now this whole unit, all the starters and some of those freshmen that saw significant minutes are back on the floor for us. How excited are you with what you have coming back for 2016-17? And I think a lot of people have some high hopes for this squad.
Yeah, I think expectations are high, both from within the group and from the outside, and for good reason. We have 9 of our top 10 kids back. We feel very comfortable with our leadership, really believe that we have the makings of a very successful season, and we're just excited to get going.
How has practice gone so far? Last few weeks in preparation for tomorrow night's game against Muskingum?
It started out the first 10 days. I was really excited. I was like, wow, we're going to be really good. And then we had a kind of a drop off. And that was right after our first scrimmage. And I think it was very eye-opening for all of us, exactly where we were. Last week when you have 6 days of practice, it gets a little monotonous, but we're really excited about playing tomorrow night and feel like the last couple of practices have been pretty spirited and the kids are getting after it.
Last year, a lot of people saw the three-point shooting ability. Bailey, we know Bailey can shoot. Jessica Gerber, until I think kind of the end of the year when she started driving a little bit more, she was that first look three, I'm taking. What do you think of our identity? And Ifeoma, she went leaps and bounds. Her progression from freshman to sophomore was huge. What do you make of our offensive identity coming into this season?
I really believe that if we're going to be successful, we have to have balance on the inside and out. Sometimes we kind of acquiesce to the three-point line, and we need to do a better job of getting touches in the post, getting high percentage shots. But we've got a lot of kids that can shoot the ball from the perimeter. So, but it was a focus in both of our scrimmages to get our post players touches. And I think that we did a nice job of having that balance. We also need to do a better job of being patient on offense. And I think that if we stay organized and we're patient and we don't, go for the first open three, that offensively we've got 5 weapons on the floor at all times, which makes it difficult to choose, the other teams to choose what they're going to key on.
And coming off the bench last year, Lane Davis had her moments. Jessica Gerber had her moments. Sharon Hull as well. The rotation off the bench is going to be crucial for us too. And those 3 freshmen last year, they came in and did a decent job. And I know you've probably got even higher expectations for those 3 this season.
Well, I think that all 3 of them feel a lot more comfortable. I think that they're, they have gotten a feel for the system. They understand what the expectations are. I think they were scared a lot of the time last year, and my hope is that they play a little bit more confident this year. They're all extraordinarily talented and can give us a variety of different things off the bench. And with the addition of Charlotte Busema, who we really feel like has stepped up huge in the last from the beginning from the end of last year until, both of our scrimmages this year, she's been a great surprise, and we really are going to be depending on her length. And the addition of Paige from Pickerington North, she just stepped right in and hit the ground running. I mean, she has taken no time to transition into what we're doing. So we look forward to her being able to contribute too. And then we have 2 fall athletes that are joining us.
That's what I was going to ask you about, but go ahead and talk about Alexi and then Campbell.
Alexi and Campbell, both extraordinarily athletic. They've got to get kind of their basketball legs under them, but they're both terrific people, and they're the kind of players that you want on your team. They've added some energy, and I'm just looking forward to seeing them evolve.
Okay, let's go to the defensive side of the ball, because last year that was obviously our bread and butter. We just played collectively really, really well. How do we improve upon that? We got the size, we got some athleticism around on the edge. How do we improve there?
I think the biggest key for us defensively is keeping the ball in front of us. Where we struggle is when teams can beat us off the dribble and we have to make a lot of rotations. I do think that we play great team defense, but when you're scrambling constantly, you're giving up some perimeter shots, and I think where we have to improve is guarding the three-point line.
All right, let's look at the NCAC, because obviously those are our hopes. Whatever happens in conference dictates our postseason future. And, we got beat at the buzzer against DePaul, and I know that Matthew Ruskin and myself were walking out of that. If we had gotten into that final against Allegheny, I think we were going to win the championship, no doubt about it. How do we get back to that point and hopefully, maybe come over the top in February?
Well, I think, confidence plays a huge role. And the one thing that I saw in that game last year, in that tournament game, is those kids kind of grew up really quickly with a game that could have been over with at halftime. They came out in the second half and did just a terrific job of staying in the game and then having an opportunity to win at the end. And unfortunately, it didn't work out for us. But I think coming back into this year, the expectation with all of those players is there's no reason why we shouldn't get back there.
Sure.
And we'll keep doing all the things that we typically do to prepare ourselves. And defense will always be our calling card. And if we can play good team defense, I like our chances.
Coach, good luck this season. We're happy for you and excited for you as well. And we'll catch up with you along the way.
Thank you.
That was ladies basketball coach Suzanne Helfant in her 22nd year in Gambier, and she's got a really good team this year, folks. And they start action tomorrow night against Muskingum at Tomsick Arena, 7 o'clock, and we hope to see you out there and throughout the season here in Gambier. For the head coach, I'm Clayton Kaufman. We'll see you next time.